I wanted to share this screen just before we start the next part. So we were doing the Slido. So commitment to club success seems to be winning. So which is really very good. And then don't take yourself too seriously. Fun helps. So what is the most important quality needed as a club officer? Commitment to club success. So this is really good. We are going in the right direction in today's training. Okay, now I'll go to the next part, which is I'll just share the screen again in terms of what we are going to do next. So I'll do the moments of truth. So this is what we have to do now, and this is my moment of truth now. So moment of truth. What do we understand about moment of truth? It means that you make or break a situation. That is what moment of truth is. And when the guests are coming to the club for the first time, the environment that we are giving to them makes or breaks the image of our club. So that is what moment of truth is about. I would just share the screen. Just a moment. Okay, you're seeing the screen? Right. So I will come to the questions now. I hope everyone understands what moment of truth is. So I'll just share this particular, I call this the 6-ringed flower. So this is what I'm calling it, the 6-ringed flower, with the first impression in the center and all other things around that, which are overlapping with each other. So by keeping this in mind, I would like all of us to go into the room and try and answer these 2 questions and come back and present. So the first question is, what constitutes the moment of truth when a guest attends the Toastmasters meeting for the first time? And the second is, how can we retain existing members and encourage guests to become members using moment of truth? Right, so these are the 2 questions. Please note them down, and we will go to the breakout room and come back in 10 minutes and have a discussion on this. So what actually do we think is the moment of truth, and how does it help in retaining existing members and encouraging guests to become members? Is that okay? So
can we see the diagram again, Samesh?
Sorry?
Could we see the diagram again?
Yeah, I'll come back in the end. Or do you want that as a background? Okay, I'll just do that. I'll just share it just so that, okay. So this is the diagram. So it's the first impressions is based on all the other things that surround it. But what I want us to do is not concentrate on that. Let's think without, just assume that we don't know about that. And how do we say that what constitutes the moment of truth? Without knowing that this theory is there behind. Let's try and discuss without our own ideas on what those are. So shall we go into the breakout room, Garud? Okay. We'll come back in 10 minutes.
Moving everyone now.
Thank you.
You're back in the room.
Hmm?
96, 98,
time had gone.
99.
Yeah.
Hello.
Is everyone back?
Everyone mute themselves, please.
Right. So, okay. So I hope you had good discussion in the room that I was in. I kind of learned many things as well. So maybe we'll again do the same thing. Let's share what we discussed. Quick summary, snappy summary, so that we complete it by 1:30. Please go ahead, Lee.
Okay, so we were talking about the moment of truth, and overwhelmingly it was in the greeting and the feeling of being welcome. Most people said that they basically made up their minds within the first minute or so, just in how they were greeted. it's being introduced to everyone, particularly, especially the officers as well. All officers should introduce themselves to new members. In terms of Zoom, Zoom is a new thing now, of course, because we're all doing it on Zoom. So a lot of people are finding they're getting different people from different, from abroad even, as joining in their clubs. So it's being aware of time zones and aware of different cultures. And for to keep existing people, we talked about talking people through tech issues with using Zoom, having trial meetings, getting people on board. But ultimately, it's about friendship and maintaining continuity of friendship, and even going as far as, obviously, as we grow and become friends with each other, take us outside and we have like drinks and meals, etc. So it's not all about just the club, it's about maintaining friendship as well.
I didn't unmute myself. Great point. It's friendship and a sense of family spirit. We could even call Toastmasters family spirit, because everyone is supporting each other in the journey of communication and leadership development. So friendship and a spirit of family, that's what I would say. Yes, Arnold, please go ahead.
Yeah, so we have discussed about the moment of truth as well, about like the warm welcome was already mentioned to Lee. But also what I put in is the referrals from other people who got already results with Toastmasters, who bring in guests and then afterwards give them the warm welcome and afterward push them a little forward. But also what it's a little bit hidden is, we are like price-wise quite competitive against other, let's say, people who are providing public speaking training. So that will also give them, because they see that other people got results. We as a non-profit organization can provide quite a lot, and that will help to give them a better decision, because they will come in a warm environment, also with people with other results and all that. So yeah, that's how we, for example, created our club, and this is also what we have discussed in the group. But the warm welcome is the important thing.
Yes, it's like as we were discussing in the previous session about building team. So trust was the foundation for building the team. Similarly, it's the warm welcome that is the foundation for someone coming in as a guest and receiving that warm welcome, recognition. So very good point, Arnold. Anyone else would like to go ahead? Justin, please.
Hello there. Just to add to everything that's been said, I think there's two key words. One is to smile, and to help them, make them feel welcome, and also to try and find a way to connect with our guests. And we can connect with our guests in the sense of having somebody there with a guest if they're at a face-to-face meeting, guiding them through the meeting itself. We can also obviously find out about what their interests are and what brought them to this meeting in the first place. So we build a connection. Hopefully that would also help, bring on board new guests into the club.
Okay. Thank you very much, Justin. It's connections is coming as a prominent point there, because once we are connected with other individuals, we like to go to that place where we are connected. We don't want to go to the place where we are disconnected. So absolutely. Anyone else?
2 or 3 things.
Please, yeah.
Joanne. 2 or 3 things from our group. We're mostly discussing on person-to-person meetings, but one of the members said the committee took the actual Moments of Truth handout, which has 5 or 6 different areas. And at one of the club meetings, they had basically a breakout meeting where each club member met with a few club members to discuss that particular section, whether it was orientation or communication or whatever. But we spent most of our time talking about it's just crucial, the welcome greeting. Especially if you're meeting in a place that's difficult to find the meeting room, you must have a greeter out there. But the greeter is the first impression, whether it's out at a main door or at the door of your club meeting room. And again, the Sergeant at Arms needs support because if they're busy setting up the room or whatever, there needs to be a group of people ready to greet whoever is new.
Thank you very much, Joanne. Absolutely good point. Anyone else would like to go? Go ahead. Please go ahead, Derry.
So we've had a lot of the same echoings about fellowship and welcoming and things like that. Another thing that we were speaking about in terms of the retaining people and also getting people in was the standard of speakers that we have good speakers that new members can see, oh yes, I'd like to learn from this person. And another point to add to that would be the standard of evaluations. So that people can see that they can actually, well, first of all, learn because there are good evaluators in. But then when we've been doing a few speeches, we want to continue to get good evaluations to keep us coming back as members. Those were just two of the things that I'd like to add from our group. Thank you, Samesh.
Absolutely, yes. I think it's the program. I will actually share this now. Did anyone else want to go for the final one? No. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just share this slide again. Right. So this is what I'm calling six-ringed flower. So the first impression is the most important thing when someone comes in. And actually there is a good quote here. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. It's quite an interesting one. The first impression is made in the first second, probably. So it's such a that's why it's called the moment of truth. It is the moment. It's exactly that second where that connection is established, and then the person is just there for the whole time, like how we are doing today. As I said in the beginning, no one is paying us to do all this, but we are doing this in the spirit of community. So in the spirit that we all get connected to each other and support each other in this journey of communication and leadership development. So this is so all this, like when the first impression is very good, the members will automatically join. Then when the members have joined, they have to be oriented in terms of what exactly are we doing in the meetings. Then there is program planning and meeting organization. So what the role the VP is doing, and then the achievement recognition. So whenever someone is achieving something, they're getting the recognition for it in front of the whole club. So they're getting that recognition. Fellowship, variety, and communication. So this is when there is we are establishing that connection, and the variety is there. The speeches are, some speeches are serious, some are humorous, some are stories. So when there is variety, there are some clubs that have joke masters. That creates a humorous environment. So if we have a lot of variety, that will help. So I kind of am summing it up here in a nutshell. It is enthusiasm and organization. How enthusiastic are we in terms of creating that most important first impression, and how organized are we? Along with enthusiasm, we had to have the organization as well. So with that, I would end this session of Moments of Truth, and we would go to the next